Jerry Heater. Underway from Raleigh, and talk about both teams putting up over 100 points in game one of this season so far.
Well, right away, there's the bully part of Darrion Williams' game. Goes to the block.
And it's blocked inside by Daniel Rivera for UAB.
Early on, playing him straight up. Now, one of the keys for NC State will be their transition defense.
Starting five for the Blazers, it's all new, Debbie, right? All new players this year, just really one returner, one of the seniors on this group, so Coach Kennedy's trying to get it figured out here. Tyron Lindsey Martin, traveling violation.
Quick, athletic, quick off their feet, and Andy Kennedy's team, they can defend as well. And this is going to be a challenge for NC State. They'll be bigger and longer at every position.
And look at the starting five here, and there is a lot of length on this team. We'll talk about that as this one progresses as well. Ball inside here to McNeil Jr for the first bucket of the night.
2 possessions, 2 passes to the block. I think that's where NC State's advantage is with that size.
Robinson over to Jacob Meyer on the drive, and he ties it at 2.
Jacob Meyer's a left-handed player, but he's got great balance in his game. He can shoot the 3, but he also can go off the bounce. You see him right there going to his right.
That's what you were talking with me about earlier, about these guards being able to get underneath and get to the rim.
Smaller guards understand how to make plays off 2 feet. They also know how to get a straight line drive off the bounce and play underneath the size of NC State.
Another bucket for Van Allen Lubin, and a foul is called here. It's going to be on him.
Van Allen Lubin does a great job, does his work early. The dribble handoff and then the roll to the rim. He gets the low post bucket and then he scores on a roll.
I was saying to you earlier, I remember his time back at Notre Dame, but then since then was at Vanderbilt and North Carolina last year, and now here he is at NC State.
He's got to be a smart guy. He's been to 4 great academic institutions as well as good basketball programs.
Which one do you claim, right?
Well, NC State fans, I guess, hope he claims NC State.
Here's Ahmad Robinson. Meyer pulls it up and hits.
Meyer played his last season at DePaul. Averaged 9 points a game, 16 starts. He's a very good 3-point shooter. That time he steps into one inside the 3-point line.
Started his career at Coastal Carolina. Copeland is blocked. That's a second block already for UAB, but inside. The bucket is put back up and in. Good job there by Williams.
2-2-1 full court press.
And again, out of bounds. Turnover for UAB.
Andy Kennedy told us today at shoot-around, he's still trying to figure out his guys, right? It's a lot of new guys adjusting to the new landscape, which is college basketball, which means your roster's going to turn over pretty much every year.
He said some of the more harder seasons that he's had in terms of coaching. I know it just got started as a 3-pointers off by McNeil, only because he doesn't know what this team can quite do yet.
He wasn't sure how they would respond to this environment. I think they've responded very well early in the first couple of minutes.
So far, so good. Ball knocked away. And a steal. Here's Hollaman. That's what NC State does. And their hands all over the ball, and a foul on the drive. And Paul McNeil Jr. will have 2.
It's a good job of running off their defense. That's something that is a habit Will Wade is trying to instill in his guys. Turning teams over and quickly striking on the other end. And Paul McNeil is going to get to the free throw line off his aggressive sprint up the floor ahead of the ball.
And how big of a season can this be for McNeil? Him and Snell, Jordan Snell, the only 2 returners on this team. But, he had a little bit of a tough adjustment to college last year, but boy, he had 16 points in that first game, and he's going to be a factor this year.
He was one of 7 guys in double figures in the season opener. He's added 20 pounds of muscle to his frame. Now, he's a slight athlete. He doesn't look like he put 20 pounds on,
right,
but the strength and conditioning staff is really pleased with his effort so far.
Got a steal. There he is, McNeil for the bucket.
That's a great double team over midcourt. Caused the turnover.
Foul line pull-up is good by Jacob Meyer.
One of the things UAB has done well early against the pressure is keep the ball in the middle third. You don't want it on the sidelines against a pressing team. You don't want it in the corners. You want to keep it in the middle third of the floor.
Myers, yep.
And they've been able to set up a zone because they've been able to score. So Andy Kennedy changing up his defenses early.
Well, it's a steal here as Westry takes it for UAB, bumps, and scores it anyhow. First bucket other than Meyer for the Blazers, they're within 1.
Main basket's a zone, misses, it's been man. NC State likes Darrion Williams on the nail.
Hollaman. Tapped around and rebounded by Evan Chapman. Back to your point, Debbie, about what Coach Kennedy was saying. Yeah, obviously you got to score, but when you're able to score, you're able to get back and set up the defense, like you said.
That way you can control the tempo a little bit on the road.
That was a big factor for him in this game here as well, his tempo. Here's a 3-ball for the lead for UAB. No, rebound by Musa Sanye. Williams wide open for 3. Rebounded by Chapman again.
Darrion Williams isn't going to get that many wide open looks. A mistake by UAB, but Williams can't make them pay in transition.
Here's Meyer, pulls up again, and he's off to the fast start here in this game tonight. 8 of the 10, and the Blazers have a 1-point lead. .22 for Meyer in the season opening win for UAB over Mississippi Valley State. Williams again, another good look there, Debbie, but he's missed both.
And this way, Andy Kennedy can call out the sets. He can go deeper into the shot clock. He can shorten the game. You don't want to have a lot of possessions against a team that likes to run and press like NC State. And Andy Kennedy's team has done an excellent job early.
Yes, they have. Just under 6 minutes in, they've got a 1-point lead. Back to Raleigh after this. UAB by a point here early. They've had an outstanding run with Coach Andy Kennedy here. You see it, 5 straight seasons of 20-plus wins, Debbie, and the appearances in the postseason as well.
He's got 392 wins over his career. He has been outstanding, consistent, and very successful. I covered his teams when he was at Ole Miss. Twice he was named Coach of the Year by multiple outlets in the SEC. He's always won everywhere he's been.
Well, and think about this. Let's highlight that note on the bottom a little bit more there. 124 wins in the last 5 seasons. That's coming after COVID. We know what it's been like now and the way college basketball is. 11th best in the nation. That's incredible.
That's impressive.
Missing on the runner there was Conrad Lindsey Martin. Here come the Wolfpack, and it's Matt Abel in for the first time tonight, the true freshman out of Baltimore.
Just turned 19 years of age.
And here he is on the runner.
He's a bucket. He can score in a variety of ways, and he's aggressive for a young guy.
You and I both talked to him earlier. A lot of maturity. As you said, just 19 years old, and there are some mock drafts, believe it or not, projected him in a possible first round next year.
And he told us how much he loves college. He's having a great time here in Raleigh.
That's a lot of credit to Will Wade, too, as well. He said loves what he has here.
Doesn't over-penetrate into size, pulls up on balance.
Said he's working on his defense. Look at that, 24th ranked in the ESPN rankings coming into this. He's a math guy, wants to get into business someday, he said, be around people, potentially maybe like a manager in the NBA at some point.
Of course, after a long playing career.
Right, exactly. I always preface that, right, Debbie, when I ask him, say, after basketball, whatever that is, right? Because we all know everybody wants to move on. Checking to see that last shot hit the rim. .26 to go first half. Shot clock's at 20. Abel's going to put it back in. Did not hit the rim. Here's Hollaman, Tre Hollaman.
Staying in that matchup zone.
Abel. Oh, nice rebound that time by Sagne. Over the top without fouling. Terrence Arsenault now. Got it.
NC State's not forcing anything offensively. They're moving the ball well. They've got to play inside out against that zone.
Arsenault, who in game 1 kind of said he felt his Achilles tightening up a little bit and didn't want to risk anything, only played in 10 minutes. Comes here from Houston. London for 3. No good. And the rebound by Sagne. Three ball. No good. Arsenault, offensive rebound. Hollaman. Arsenault again.
They did make 19 threes in the last game. I'm wondering if they're settling a little bit early. 0 for 8 to start the game outside the arc.
I was just going to say, Debbie, good call. That tied a school record with the 19. And both teams are over from the three-point line. We'll take a timeout. Just under 12 minutes to go here in the first half. Wolfpack now by 3. incredible job, and especially the last couple of McNeil's.
To bring Will Wade here, an investment by NC State to put Will in charge with his staff. It's a high-energy group. I think Will Wade has shown a lot of respect to Kevin Keats, the former coach here who took NC State to the Final Four a couple of years ago. He doesn't call it a rebuild. Not in the landscape of where college basketball is right now.
Well, nobody expects that either, right?
No,
Everybody expects you to.
By the way, the ACC is back, just in case.
Yeah,
as
good
a 10-second count.
Hollaman had just scored the previous bucket for NC State. Will Wade, you know, when we talked to him earlier, it's all about the relationship with these players. Going out to breakfast with them, lunch, having one-on-one meetings, going out and really showing these guys that he cares because he coaches them so hard. And he can yell at them. He can be in their face at times if he needs to be because they know that he cares about it.
Well, that's the only way now in the environment that we're in. Tough love is a hard thing to come by. You know, Adam Howard is the offensive coach. Brandon Chambers is the defensive coach. And Will's got a lot of staff over there with resource to be able to win. And they expect to win right away.
Wild run, they had to put it up. The shot clock was going down. That's by Hollaman, UAB ball. And I like that approach. I mean, there are teams and staffs that do that with the offense and defensive coordinator, kind of like, you know, football, obviously. But I think then you can be more of a manager, right? And you're not so worried about,
You have the vision. You know, you're thinking 2 possessions ahead. You're not worried about play calls and, you know, things like that you can just manage the game in a different way. Analytics plays a big role in what Will Wade does as well. But he also has tremendous feel for the game.
No points over the last 4 minutes plus here for UAB. They had a 10-9 lead. 6-0 run here by the Wolfpack. Rivera on the drive. No. Great outlet by McNeil Jr, as they say that, off the hands out of bounds off Hollaman.
UAB is ready to attack closeouts. Every move of the ball, they're low on the catch and they're ready to drive. They're looking to get in the paint. Of course, NC State's defense is designed to stay out of the red zone, is what they call it, which is the lane. They are trying not to give up any middle drives. They don't want the ball in the middle of the floor.
Geez, we got the red zone. We got offensive, defensive coordinators here, you know.
Well, there's still a little college football.
Yeah, exactly. Fire, and that got blocked inside by Arsenault. And it's stolen away here by Rivera.
Back-to-back rebounds and turnovers.
3 ball goes down for Evan Chapman.
Chapman shot 35% last year from the 3-point line for a 6'8" guy.
You gotta shoot him from the outside if you're a big guy these days, for sure.
That's right.
Exactly halfway through this first half. Nice pass. Rivera got it from Chance Westry in the no look.
And that's why NC State doesn't want the ball in the middle of the floor. They did not do a good job in their transition defense. And that was the #1 key today in shoot-around that Will Wade emphasized to his team. We have to keep them in front and make them execute in the quarter court.
Hollaman. Dang, that's not there. Rivera tipped it, and a foul is called as it was rebounded by NC State, and Arsenault heads to the line.
The rebound, and then the second time that McNeil Jr turned it over. I mean, he's going to get credit for both those turnovers, I believe. And then this is in transition up the floor. Westry does a great job of getting to the middle of the floor and getting an advantage 2-on-1 on the backside of NC State's defense.
Foul was on Westry, his first. Pretty clean game so far here. Just 2 team fouls for UAB, 1 for NC State. If you're Andy Kennedy and you take it in like a 4-stage process every 10 minutes, I mean, not too bad here. We're tied at 15.
I mean, I think he's had a good control of the tempo of this game, and when you go on the road, this is what you want. You knew your team's going to compete. You knew Andy Kennedy's team would be prepared. And they've come in here and they've made plays early.
Now it's all about trying to sustain this, you know, for a full 40 minutes.
See, I think Andy Kennedy's fine getting deep into the shot clock right now because he's calling every set in the quarter court.
Celine London here has it for UAB. Working on Lubin, a 3-ball on the way. That's no good by Chapman.
Because NC State switches on everything, that's why Andy Kennedy is making those calls. So Van Allen Lubin did a really good job right there defending on the perimeter for a guy that usually plays in the post.
Certainly. What's the goal for NC State and why they're switching all the time?
You switch to steal. You're trying to speed the team up. You're trying to make them uncomfortable. You're trying to make them make a decision on every movement of the basketball.
Westry for the 2. He's got 4, and the Blazers are back in front. Copeland. Back to Arsenault, and he's blocked inside Rivera. That's 2 today for him. Back over to Meyer, he's rejected by Abel. Couple substitutions coming in. We look ahead to our men's basketball doubleheader next Friday night as Duke gets set to host Indiana State, and then NC Central is at North Carolina. Speaking of the Tar Heels, down 37-29 at the half tonight at home against Kansas, and they have outscored them by 21 to win at 87-74.
Huge win for Hubert Davis and North Carolina, and a big win for the ACC. A lot of conversation about the league being back, but you got to win the games in the non-conference, and that's a big one for the league.
McPherson is in. Only played in 7 minutes in the last game. Part of McPherson Jr. out of Queens. This runner here by Westry.
UAB is really driving those switches. You know, when they get an advantage, they're going strong and hard off the bounce. Robinson had his hands in the chest of Abel, picks up the foul off the bounce.
He hasn't gotten too involved just yet. Ahmad Robinson, number 4, and I like his ability for the UAB team.
This is his 5th school, and he's got some bounce to his game. He's got a lot of experience as well. He's a hard right-hand driver to the rim.
Now UAB is on a 9-1 run here for a 3-point lead. Timeout coming at the next whistle, under 8 to go, and there's going to be a foul. It's on Carlin Lindsey Martin, and it takes us to a timeout. UAB looking good on the road in a tough environment. 19-16 early on here from Raleigh. Thank you.
I'm not surprised. I mean, they're small, quick, they're athletic, they're quick off their feet.
Yeah.
They look more athletic than NC State.
Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
I think we should save it.
Save it if you want, yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking at you like you're out of your mind.
I know. Debbie's like, what are you doing there?
What are you doing?
What do you think that's going to prove?
I think we should, I think there's got to be one more crazy thing in the arena, and then you could do the marriage proposal, Mike, and then something else. I'm serious. Like, I think that'd be funny.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That's the kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right. So what are we doing on the way back there? Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we gotta set that up.
You got a picture of his wife? You got a shot of his wife?
Yeah.
She's right behind their bench, right where Megan is. Yeah, she's right there in the green top. Yeah, that's her.
And that's Megan, her daughter, to the... And his wife, Kimber, there in the green, and one of his two daughters, Megan, on the right.
They actually, Andy and Kimber, met here at NC State. Kimber was a student athletic trainer, and that's how they met. I think she probably taped a few ankles.
So far, so good for Coach Kennedy back here tonight. With this team on top by 2, 7.5 to go. Gooch for 3, that is no good. Offensive rebound, another crack at it here. It was Ari Gooch that time. On the drive, block and foul. There's Ahmad Robinson.
Yeah, Ben Allen Lubin has been stuck on the top of the floor on a couple of switches. And that's by design. That's Andy Kennedy's offense, pulling him away from the bucket and making him guard on the perimeter. He comes with a closeout, and Robinson, this is where small guards play underneath bigger guys. He just does a great job of attacking that closeout.
You're taking advantage of what you said. That's Lubin's second personal foul, too. It's really going according to game plan here for UAB, right? They're slowing this thing down.
Absolutely.
They're converting on the offensive end. They're getting second chances. You said it earlier, they're getting back to set up their defense, and then they're taking advantage of some of these switches and mismatches, and just got Lubin a second personal foul.
I thought NC State would take advantage of their size on the block early. We saw the first 2 possessions were post-ups to the low block. They really haven't gone to that much since. But now that Darrion Williams is back in the game, they put him in that logo area around the nail, where he's a tremendous playmaker.
Chapman on the foul, and this is what you're talking about here. I also thought the same thing. The length and the size for NC State might be a problem. Look at this, but so far it has not been tonight.
Well, look at the wingspan of these 6 guys that are under 7 feet tall. Look at Terrence Arsenault. He's 6'6" with a 7'1" wingspan. That's pretty impressive. That helps on the defensive end in recovery, and it should help on the glass.
NC State has had their last field goal back at the 11:45 mark here of this first half as Abel missed a 3. Robinson in the trot, scooping runner rolls off. Copeland comes away with it. Back to Abel.
And Matt Abel just has a balance about his game. And look how quickly UAB's back up the floor.
Abel gets called the foul.
NC State likes to score off their transition game. They rebound, and then Copeland advance passes up the floor. Matt Abel has numbers and takes advantage.
Abel was the first player to commit to Will Wade here at NC State 13 days after Will was announced as head coach. 3 ball, and Abel's got the rebound off the West Green miss.
Since Jacob Meyer had 8 of the first 10 points for UAB, NC State shut him down.
McNeil misses on the 3. And they're now 0 for 12 from three-point range. So the exact opposite of game 1, where they had tied a team record 19 threes made. They're 0 for tonight.
When NC State played North Carolina Central, they adjusted by put Darrion Williams in the middle of the floor, right where he is right there. That's a great way to get threes. You go inside out for a 3, not a pass around the perimeter.
Right on cue, Debbie. Great call as Paul McNeil hits the 3, the first of the night for NC State. Exactly what you just said. Because of them drawing that defensive attention.
You make the defense collapse. Then you get a catch-and-shoot 3.
Meyer. A lot of dribbling, lost the handle. Did that go off of NC State, though? Yes, it did. All right, back to your point about Williams here.
So watch Darrion Williams working in the middle of the floor. Look at the defense overplaying. Late on the closeout because they're worried about the preseason ACC Player of the Year, so they collapse on him inside. And that leaves a wide open triple.
Yeah, at one point you saw 3 green jerseys around him, so. get you don't want him to hurt you, but a team that is knocking down a ton of threes, you got to respect that as well. I guess until they hit one, which they finally did. Rivera up to the corner from Meyer. That's no good on the three. And a rebound by Sagne.
Well, Sagne does a good job of getting off the contact. That's a couple of rebounds that he's gotten over the top of a UAB player.
Quadir Copeland's pass is intercepted. 5 turnovers there. And Robinson from Meyer for the 2.
NC State has to be a little more patient on the offensive end. Just move the ball, play inside out. Let Darrion Williams get a few touches.
Copeland for 3. That's good. Quadir Copeland coming from McNeil Jr.
That's part of the freedom that Will Wade allows his team to play with. You turn it over, you don't hang your head, you go make the next play.
Wolfpack back on top, 25-22. 5 minutes to go in the first half. 3 ball to tie it. No, by Robinson. Fight for it. Abel has it. Good effort there by Kyron Lindsey Martin, but couldn't get it for UAB. Williams, tough shot over Westry. There's Rivera. Rivera working on Williams. Help comes from behind him, and instead it's Meyer driving through the lane for 2.
Good patience on the block. Good basket cut by Meyer.
First player in double figures in scoring here tonight. He's got 12 to lead all scorers in this one. Right back the other way. Paul McNeil for 3. Now they're starting to feel it.
Starting to heat up a little bit.
9 for McNeil. NC State by 4. Rivera. Got it.
Straight line drive down the lane line.
Good pickup for UAB from the portal. Transfer out of Bryant and UMass from last year. Daniel Rivera. 10 points in game 1. This on a foul as Copeland drives in. He'll have free throws when we come back. NC State, the lead is only 2 here tonight. Much different type of ball game for both teams here in game 2 of the season. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Okay, good. That's great. That's great. $12 points. That's a game high. Or excuse me, Jacob Meyer. And Darrion Williams, only 2 so far for NC State.
Well, his first shot was blocked. He missed a couple of threes early. Will Wade took him out, sat him down. Now he has come back in, and he has put him in that playmaking spot in the middle of the zone. And he is capable of just making the game easier for his teammates. He does not have to score to have an impact on NC State's ability to win.
10 points here. Am I wrong?
But scoring certainly helps.
Okay.
Keeping the press on.
6 points for Copeland. 4-point NC State lead. Here's Meyer, back to Robinson for 3. And the rebound by Sanye.
Sanye's been all over the glass. He's got 6 rebounds. Make that 7.
Inside the Williams, couldn't get it to go. Second try, yes. And the foul.
It's a good recognition because NC State had a mismatch inside with Robinson, who's listed at 5'10", and I'm not sure he's that tall. Having to deal right here, trying to front Williams, and Williams just walks him up the lane, and then good pass away from the D, and he stays with it.
Second foul on Rivera for UAB. And how about with Darrion Williams, who, you know, we just showed only had 2 points. Now he's got 4, a chance for 5, but he doesn't have to force it because there's so many other great players around him.
Well, he has the ability to impact the game in a lot of ways. I had him last year in the NCAA tournament at Texas Tech, and I noticed that he had slimmed down. I thought he was trimmer. So I asked, he's down 6.3% in body mass. That's a tremendous number. I mean, he looks really good.
Well, and I just thought that your point earlier was great about getting him down low there. As a nice dunk goes inside here for Evan Chapman because he draws so much defensive attention. You know, it's not just a scoring Williams. He gets the assist, good guys free for shots.
He makes the game easier.
Mm-hmm. He's 2 of 7 from the field. Now, once again, now he's starting to get going here.
Well, he's a matchup issue on most nights. At 6'6", that's the bully ball part of his game.
Robinson misses on the 3. Offensive rebound, though. Good job there. Pulling it in was Kyron Lindsey Martin. Meyer pulls up. No. Another offensive board. Missed it. Chapman. They've had multiple opportunities in the offensive glass. That's now 6 offensive rebounds for UAB, but only 5 second chance points.
He just goes Barkley right here on Meyer and then makes a play. Smart, great vision, good cut on the backside.
Sanye was the recipient of that one. 2 assists now for Williams, and all of a sudden here, NC State's up by 9 points. Foul's going to be called. Will Wade.
He's got a technical.
Yeah, he's so fired up after that play, and not sure why he'd be that outraged on, you know, a foul there. You're up by 9, team's getting going here, and then all of a sudden he gets called for the technical.
Coaches don't like a loose ball foul. You know, like when the ball's on the ground and it's kind of a loose ball. Now, did the foul cause the ball to become loose right there in front of NC State's bench? And Billy Covington Jr. didn't hesitate to throw the tee at him. Is it a foul?
Sanye was called for the foul. All right, so here you go.
Yeah, but they called a foul.
I mean, I would think he got him on the arm.
Yeah, I think there's a foul there. But you know what? I think right now Coach Wade's averaging a technical a game here in Raleigh. He had one the other night, too. You know what?
And they won 114 to 66.
The Red Reckoning loves it.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. So the foul first, then the technical, and UAB, and now another foul here as
Meyer goes to the line. Really what it's done is it's got the crowd going a little bit here.
Billy, give me the stare down. Billy, it's my boyfriend.
Different vibe around here nowadays. I mean, you've been around here all the time.
I mean, Billy Covington Jr. is one of the veteran officials in the game. And it's an emphasis, sportsmanship on the sidelines, an emphasis.
Copeland got called for this foul for NC State. One of two from Meyer. Thought process here in the final 120.
We talked to Will Wade about 2-for-1s and that sort of thing right here. They're going to look to score quickly. They like to get 3 possessions here in the last 120.
Williams got fouled.
Maybe a 3-for-2, maybe, instead of a 2-for-1.
Yeah, it's going to be Westry who picks up the foul, so Williams will head to the line here. That's the 8th team foul. It's a 1-on-1.
They may get more than 3 possessions out of this.
Well, you see Williams, who started 1 for 5 and has hit 2 of his last 3. 2 for 2 at the foul line.
With an assist on a basket, too, in this little stretch.
Yeah. 2 assists total, 3 rebounds. And just like that, he's tied for the team high in points with McNeil with 9.
It's always going to be a balanced attack with NC State. It's not going to be one guy every night. It's going to be a different guy every night.
Well, you said it earlier with 7 players in double figures in scoring in game 1. That was the most they've had since 2017. Steal. Arsenault. No, the follow is there from Copeland. Copeland's got 8. Meyer's trying to do everything, and a foul is called here.
You don't want to commit that foul when he is out of control. But Meyer does a good job of getting to the free throw line right here. Watch Arsenault. And look at Copeland stay with it.
That's NC State's game, right? They're going to get into those passing lanes.
Steal, score. That's the mentality.
What about as an opponent? Do you think more of like, hey, let's fake this pass, go back door here, knowing that they're trying to do that?
I call that a pressure package. Like, you have to have ball fake, shot fake, backdoor cuts, dribble entries, those things to alleviate some of the pressure. And I think Andy Kennedy's team has done that. This is a really important last 43 seconds here for UAB. They got to keep this within a few possessions.
Largest lead for UAB was 3 at 20-17. Largest lead for NC State was at 41-31 just a moment ago. And 13 points now for Meyer for the Blazers, who are down by 8.
Yeah, they're going 2 for 1 right here. That's why they're letting the ball roll in before they pick it up.
Quick. 3-ball table. No. Stays with Wolfpack.
20 on the shot clock.
Now you want to play for a good shot.
Yes.
Ten to shoot, 25 seconds to go first half. Hollaman. Tough one there. Rebound UAB.
Contact on that.
Yep. Robinson. No look inside. Logan on the bucket that time from Kyron Lindsey Martin. Offensive board Meyer. The putback in and out. 4 seconds to go. And a rebound by NC State. That is not going to be no good if McPherson, even if he made it. And that's the end of the half.
Tonight, he's like, listen, guys, this is a better team, okay? This is a good team coming in here at UAB, and they've shown it so far in this first half. We'll see what we get here in the next 20 minutes.
Small, quick, good off the bounce, and taking advantage of switches. So Van Allen Lubin picks up 2 fouls. He goes to the bench. He's got to guard perimeter guys in this 1 through 5 switching defense. UAB's taking advantage of it just like that.
Yep, that's Rivera on the basket. 41-35 now, 6-point game here. Backing in the post, Van Allen Lubin.
Let's see on the other end, this is what Van Allen Lubin can do. I mean, he is a low post, back to the basket offensive player.
That's going to be the 3rd on Rivera. On the drive here, Copeland, basket and a foul. Took the contact and converts.
I think you're going to see a more aggressive NC State team here in the second half, both on their ability to put it on the floor and drive it. They went 3 for 16 from 3 in the first half. I think they'll set up their threes in a different way here in the second by establishing their play in the paint first.
Robinson bounces it inside and a dunk by Kyron Lindsey Martin.
See, when you don't have great ball pressure and you load up your pressure in the front of that press, you can get beat with advantages on the backside, and NC State should never be giving up a rim slam like that against full court pressure.
Not going to make Coach Wade happy on that one for sure. There's a little bump in the back.
It won't look good on film tomorrow.
No. Copeland again. No good. Westry the rebound.
You can't let the ball get sticky either. You got to keep moving it.
Copeland's 3 of 5. He's got 11 points. That leads NC State tonight. 13 for Meyer for UAB. Number 12 in green. He's the top scorer in this game. He's got it. Robinson, nice crossover. Got by Williams. Took it in, no. And it's tapped around, and the Wolfpack and Hollaman have it.
How about that explosion by Robinson? How quick off the bounce.
McNeil pulls up and hits. That's a 2. He hit the game-winning 3-pointer in this exhibition game they had over South Carolina. They had 3 threes in that game. Really turned it on at the end of last year. 24 versus Wake Forest, double digits. 4 of his last 8 games. Now in the starting rotation for this team. Copeland inside, Lubin, yes. Largest lead of the night here for NC State at 11. And a nice drive here by Meyer. He's got 15 now.
Staying in that zone on made baskets.
Hollaman.
Yeah, NC State more aggressive off the bounce. Hadn't taken a 3 here in the second half.
Hollaman, who spent 3 years with Tom Izzo at Michigan State. As you would imagine, super tough. He plays fast, hard, aggressive. As evident of that drive right there.
Instead of settling for the 3 on the reversal, you see the gap, and Hollaman does a great job of closing that space off the bounce. Yeah, Tre Hollaman, you play for Tom Izzo, you're going to be a competitor. You're going to be a tough guy, and you're going to know how to play defense.
Think about some of the guys that he's brought in, right, and from those programs. And just to your point there, you had Izzo. How about Terrence Arsenault?
All
Houston,
winners,
right?
right.
Kelvin Sampson, yeah.
Darrion Williams playing for Grant McCaslin.
Yes.
I mean, all winners.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much experience on this team and also postseason experience as well. There it is right there.
All these guys had at least 1 win in the NCAA tournament. And look at Terrence Arsenault, who underneath Kelvin Sampson went all the way to the championship game.
3.5 gone by here in the second half. Three ball up and in.
Every guy talks about Paul McNeil's development in the offseason, how much time he put in. You can see it on display here. Again, 2-on-1 on the backside of NC State's pressure, and UAB makes them pay.
That's happened a couple times. Rivera again, but it's a 12-point lead now for NC State. 16:21 to go, second half.
NC State has extended their lead here in the second half to 12 points behind the play of sophomore Paul McNeil. He's got 4 triples in the game, 2 in the first half, and 2 triples already in less than 4 minutes here in the second half. NC State's doing a good job of going 2-1-2 on offense against that 3-2 zone defense. And they're getting in the gaps. Hollaman scored on a drive in the gap. The possession before, McNeil hits a 3 in the gap. Good ball movement by the Wolfpack.
Certainly is. They started this game 0 for 12 from three-point range, doing much better now. 4 of the last 5 they've hit.
UAB is going man-to-man on this possession.
Williams. Got it.
Don't you feel like on the way to the rim, he just sheds defenders?
Yeah, and it looks so under control and almost effortless a little bit right there on that last one.
I don't think you can knock him off his line. I mean, he's too strong.
But a good job to do it without fouling. Just kind of bullying his way in there.
He doesn't toss an elbow or extend his arm. He just uses his shoulder.
Meyer splits to a double team. That doesn't go. The tip is there by Rivera. That's 10 for him.
Andy Kennedy knows his team just needs 3 stops in a row to turn this game around. And then he needs 3 scores.
Hey. Copeland on the kick. Hollaman checked by Meyer. Wow, what a hand in his face for 3.
You better make that if you're jab stepping in the corner.
That's 7 for him. We're going to be able to keep the Wolfpack down for long from the 3-point line. It's a steal. Williams, McNeil, back to McNeil.
Unselfish. One of the things that Will Wade points to is the assisted basket number for his team. 12 assists on 23 made baskets so far.
How about in game 1, they had 27 assists. Westry. Yes.
Westry in 3 years had 27 points in his college career. He had 23 in the first game, and already he's hit double figures. He's got 8.
Well, spent time at Auburn and Syracuse, and then you're right, it's really going to take on a much more prevalent role at UAB. Timeout.
This is the kind of unselfish play Will Wade wants to build the foundation of his offense on. Make the easy play for an easy play.
All right, Debbie, so back in the day in Reynolds Coliseum, the noise meter hung from the rafters, and they're trying to bring that back a little bit here now, right?
I mean, it's a part of the history of Reynolds Coliseum, the noise meter hanging from the ceiling. Now they built one for the Will Wade era. I think the fans love it. It just shows you how much excitement is in the arena and how loud it can be in here.
Yeah, you were talking about Reynolds earlier, and just the history and tradition of that place.
We go all the way back to Dixie Classic and the formation of basketball really in the South. It flows through Reynolds and through NC State. There's a lot of history here. Of course, 2 national championships.
1974, of course, 1983, Jimmy V. Meyer, no good on the front end. Got it back. Now Robinson for 3. Out of bounds. One for 14 from three-point range for UAB tonight. The shooting got started off pretty well here in the second half. UAB was 6 of 9. NC State 8 for 9. That was a few minutes ago.
In the house action. NC State didn't see it.
Hollaman is fouled. That's going to be 4 now on Kyron Lindsey Martin. Fourth school for him was at Georgia, Texas Tech, Murray State, now here at UAB. See if he's going to be subbed out by Rivera, and that will be the case.
Andy Kennedy might not have that big 7-foot guy at the front of the rim, but he's got great rim protection. He has good paint protection. And these guys are quick off their feet.
Well, they're playing hard. You know, you got to make up for it, right? In other ways. And bad pass there by Chapman. And again, inside of the defender that time, Meyer. 3 ball, Chapman trying to make up for it. Clangs that one, McNeil's got it.
I don't think the last couple of possessions are good execution by UAB.
You kind of wondered when they start to get down a little bit, right? And all of a sudden that starts to happen and you want to take over on your own. Anderson for 3. Nope. Chapman again. There's Dejon Anderson. Relocates, that's a 3. That's no good.
Last 4 shots for them have been 3s.
They just don't have it tonight. They're 1 for 17. Oh, speaking of 3s, Jerry Dang hits it. He's got range. They like him out there sometimes shooting those shots. And UAB, a foul is called underneath. They have just gone cold now.
Jerry Dang, 6'9" for the Wolfpack off the bench. And this is what he does. Dribbles into a wide open triple. NC State starting to pull away.
Well, we talked a little bit about the new staff here for NC State and how all these guys work together.
Well, there's Adam Howard. He's the offensive coordinator to the left. Drinking the water, Brandon Chambers. He's the defensive coordinator next to Tre Hollaman. And then Vernon Hamilton, who played at Clemson. Well, Will Wade was at Clemson. As a part of the coaching staff. I mean, these guys are, Brandon handles the defense, Adam handles the offense, Vernon handles the recruiting. They all work together in tandem. I've been in practice with Will Wade. He lets his assistant coaches work.
Westry, count it.
I think Will Wade wants to get the basketball on any uphill pass. He's yelling at Paul McNeil. He should have had that steal on the pass back up to the top.
Saunier. Now for Copeland. On the drive. Got through for two.
When you turn the corner like that and you get low, your leverage is your advantage.
He was with Syracuse for 2 years. He actually had his career high when he was with Syracuse here at NC State, 25.
I called that game.
Oh, wow.
He lit it up in the second half.
Copeland, nicknames Q. Gets it over to Abel, back to Copeland. It's a 3-ball. It's good. 16 for him tonight. Ties McNeil for a game high. And a foul as Westry drives.
Q Copeland. Maybe a little hook right there, got away with it, but then he steps into this one. Good balance by NC State here in the second half. And we talked about Chance Westry and the other places that he's been to as he goes to the free throw line. He's a 4-star basketball player out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and he really missed the last 3 years of playing. 2 knees and a sinus issue. And Andy Kennedy said after the first game, it was good to see Westry have some success, see the ball go through the net. He had 23 points. He only had 27 points in his 3 years prior. He just not had a healthy start to his college basketball career. But we had a nice conversation with him today.
Yeah.
He's a smart kid. He's a high IQ basketball player. He's going to continue to get better.
Finally able to get on the court and get some action going. I mean, he said that he's been able to stick with it. Anything that's happened, even in bad days, and learning communication and just kind of get back up to speed. It's going the other way here. McPherson. A few more smiles down here for NC State. Where did this one turn in this game? Like, what are you seeing the difference? All of a sudden, it's a 20-point lead.
I thought it turned in the first half, the latter stages, when Darrion Williams got going. But that was the difference. He made a couple of baskets. He made a play on the inside, on a dive. He got to the free throw line. I think that's when NC State started to separate.
He only had 2 and then got up to 9, to your point, rather quickly. This ball knocked out. Well, now here's the thing. First off, you're only able to review back last year and previous. The ball went out of bounds with under 2 minutes left in the game and in overtime. You always remember seeing the players twirling their finger around like, review it. You can't do it. Well, this year, you can't do it at all. It has to come from a coach's challenge if you want to review a ball going out of bounds.
You get one challenge if you have a timeout. If you get it right, you keep your timeout. If you get it wrong, you lose it.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. This is part of some of the new rules this year, right? For the coach's challenge. So if you're successful on your challenge, you will receive another one and a final challenge. So you only get 2 total. but you have to have a timeout to challenge a call. And so here's the things you can challenge: out of bounds, basket interference and goaltending, and restricted area plays. Now, in the last 2 minutes of regulation and overtime, there's no challenge necessary on those plays except for the out of bounds. So the officials still can go over under 2 minutes, take a look at basket interference, goaltending, restricted area, but only out of bounds has to be challenged by the coach. And I know they were trying to speed things up a little bit in the reviews at the end of the game, but in my opinion, it's like you want to get the call right, you know, and I always kind of side on the side of the officials there, where if you do call one, I know sometimes you got to go to the next one, and people, oh, the game's taking forever. What's it take, an extra 5 minutes to make sure you got it right? What happens, Debbie, in a game this year with under 10 seconds? They might get it wrong and nobody can challenge. What do you do then when somebody wins?
Yeah, you got to believe the officials are going to get it right.
Yeah.
If you ask the advisors, the observers, and the people that work with the officials, they'll tell you that, you know, the officials' grading on every game is usually a high percentage, like high 90s.
Oh, no, they're great. Yeah, I'm just saying, I talked to all three of them before the game tonight. Bill Covington Jr., Tim Clockerty, and Jerry here. They said, hey, look, we get it, but there's never a time when we want to go back into the locker room at the end of the game and say to ourselves, oh, geez, we might have missed that. You know what I mean? At a crucial time. I
haven't seen a lot of challenges early. Certainly not many in the first half.
Okay.
I haven't seen that happen too often. But we're only in the first week. We're still in the first week of college basketball.
Yeah. Robinson. Ten turnovers tonight for UAB. What about potentially wearing teams down, this NC State team with their depth?
I think that's a big part of what they're trying to do, from some of the habits they're trying to create defensively. They've got a great rotation. And there's Darrion Williams. He just makes the game easier. He sees all 9 players.
Got it to Sanye for the bucket.
To be the kind of playmaker with his skill, you got to see all 9. You can read the weak side, you read your primary. He can get to the second and third level. Watch the vision right here. It's a screen, simple screen and roll. He sees that nobody's helping from the corners. You got 2 shooters in the deep corners. Middle third wide open.
What a great bounce pass, too, to get it to him there. Rivera gets the bucket here for UAB. So there's Williams' stat line, 11, 4 of 9 from the field, 4 assists. Spent 2 years in Nevada as the Mountain West Freshman of the Year. Last year at Texas Tech. Kansas wanted him, too, and Will Wade, NC State, got him to come here. Robinson nails a 3. Kind of has a quick glance at the crowd, but it's a 21-point deficit.
He did shoot a couple of air balls. That's the crowd's more fun. Maybe he'll silence the crowd.
That is the second three-pointer made tonight for UAB. First for Robinson. Knocked away. Robinson has it. Pops up another 3. That's no good. And it's going to stay with UAB when we come back. Wolfpack, they've led by as many as 26 in this game. It's 21 now with 7:24 remaining.
off a new season of college hoops.
Whoa! Throw it down, big fella!
The hot young talents.
Let the celebration begin.
Welcome back, college basketball here on this Friday night. And Will Wade fired up here for NC State. They're up by 21, but that's not what this guy's built about, right? He wants this team night in and night out to play hard, play the right way, because when you're not in a 21-point lead, right, Debbie, some of the plays that they made will matter even more.
I'm a big believer in however a coach schedules, it's their vision over the kind of habits they want to create with their team. Right, so if you're playing a lot of teams that you're going to blow out, you expect certain things to go your way. Coming off a timeout, Darrion Williams gets a great look at a three. But you know, look, 50% of the baskets are assisted. They've got 11 turnovers. I think Will Wade expects a little bit better execution. And you look at the scoreboard and you think, why would it matter? But it does matter right now because you get into conference play and every possession matters.
No doubt. Here's McNeil. He's got 16 tonight. Copeland leads all scorers with 18. You got 4 players for NC State in double figures in scoring tonight. .55% shooting from the field here for the Wolfpack.
Copeland on the bench. 4 turnovers to go along with his 5 assists. I think he knows better than anybody else how much Will Wade wants him to take care of the basketball.
Well, that's the thing. When you played with him before there at McNeil and to come here, I mean, that gives you a head up a little bit, a notch above in terms of knowing what your coach is looking for. A foul here. And NC State three-point shooting. Talked about it with the 19 threes they made in game 1. They started this game 0 for 12, and Debbie, they're 8 of 12 since.
I think they started playing inside out. I mean, it wasn't just coming down and shooting threes. It was getting to the nail, playing inside, moving the ball, collapsing the defense. Of course, McNeil with those 4 triples. He leads the Wolfpack in that category tonight.
And when you're able to get out and run and get transition going, right, all of a sudden you get 2 or 3 of those in a row, and then the lead started to get up to double figures.
Well, you got to control the defensive glass, and that was the other thing. I thought UAB got some offensive rebounds in the first half. And NC State turned the ball over a couple of times in transition, off of rebounds. That's stuff that they'll clean up. Everything's fixable. But there's certainly been great effort and energy by both teams.
Well, that is a good point, because I'm sure Will Wade will look at that. There's been 13 offensive rebounds for UAB tonight. Robinson bounces it here from Meyer, got it back, steps it in, mid-range, no good. Rivera, there's another offensive board. He's fouled going up.
Good work on the weak side, really carving out some space.
Third for Van Allen Lubin.
There's a player that does a really good job of getting to the free throw line. Certainly did at UMass for Frank Martin.
26-point lead still for NC State. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, the ACC Huddle crew. They're going to be in Virginia, UVA, Charlottesville, getting ready for another full day of college football. 2-hour pregame show, previews, expert analysis, featured stories right here on the ACC network and the all-new ESPN app.
I think that's free chicken or something.
I was going to say, as soon as I saw the crowd go nuts, I'm like, wait a minute, what's the promotion on missing 2 free throws in a row for the opponents? Here's a 3, Abel, he scores it. Gets a slap in the back from Coach Wade as well. Just a huge addition for this team. Heard from our friend at halftime, our colleague Paul Biancardi, who said, Matt Abel, huge rise as a senior, ranked him 24th in the top 100 rankings of the best shooters in college basketball. His father, Doug Abel, so he played for Paul when he was an assistant coach at Boston College.
See, the ball's not getting stuck. Playing inside out, piece of the paint, kick for three.
And the thing with Abel is that he was originally committed to Miami, and then Coach Larinaga retired and left really mid-season, and then now comes here to NC State. And a pro prospect at that. Nice drive there for the two. Westry. He's got 14. McNeil for three. Meyer trying to do a little bit too much there. Foul on a rebound. Chapman, his second. One and one here for NC State. Pretty good crowd tonight here at the Lenovo Center, the atmosphere.
The Red Reckoning is alive
Yes.
and well, I would say.
Sold out the home opener for the first time since 1999. Another awesome crowd here tonight as well, too, for a late start also.
And I don't think anyone's left, honestly.
Right. Free ball. Tre Hollaman not there. London, nice pass inside. Kind of did a Chapman initially and then finished off by Kyron Lindsey Martin.
Not having any trouble getting to the rim. And those are the plays that NC State will be breaking down on film tomorrow. You got to have more resistance than that.
Chance to put up 100 in game 2 here almost for NC State. Just over 3 minutes to go. We'll see what happens here. Hollaman. There's 2 more. Fans get anything for scoring 100 points? It's 114 points in game 1 to 66 over NC Central. UAB had a great start to their first game too as well, 106 to 55 against Mississippi Valley State. But in 2 minutes and 53 seconds, the Wolfpack will be 2-0 to start this campaign, up by 29. We'll be back. This is a great week to thank all the support staff that help us out game in and game out here. College Sports Communicators Membership Appreciation Week. You just saw Andy Hirschfeld and Craig Hamill there from NC State, the Communications Department. And then on the other side for UAB, Taylor Holmberg. Thanks to all of them for all the great work and helping us out. I mean, we get a lot of questions from, people asking, hey, how do you prepare for games? And each team has game notes, right? With all the information, stats, stories. They put all that together every week. They get us hooked up with interviews, and players and coaches, and really are connect to the team.
They really do a great job of advancing the storylines of their team, sharing the narratives of each program, and helping us advance the great game of college basketball that we absolutely love.
3-ball from Dang. That's good. 10 threes now made tonight for NC State. London. Got it. Now look at this, 206 total points in the first 2 games. That's the most in the first 2 games of the season since the 90-91 campaign for NC State.
It's a lot of offense. And Will Wade will tell you it's generated from a defensive lens and sharing the basketball. 2 things really important to his foundation. Good defensive habits, speeding up the game, high possession game, then sharing the basketball.
Crazy enough, UAB has 9 steals and NC State has 6 in this game, but the pressure and ability from this NC State team and depth is going to prove to be a factor in what teams have to really recognize coming in against this group. And I know you always say, right, defense wins championships. You hear that line all the time, right? But, Debbie, when you have offense, right, I almost feel like you're never out of it.
That's the way I see the game. I always see it through an offensive lens. If you score, you can set the defense. You can play whatever D you want. I mean, obviously you have to defend, but this game's about scoring.
Well, especially today, and unfortunately with some of the rankings and the numbers that, you have to do to get your standing up there, it's scoring a lot of points and it's knocking off teams sometimes in a big way.
The net, efficiencies, all that stuff, important.
Yeah.
Every game matters.
Gooch on the steal, foul going up. I want to thank our great crew here tonight. Our producer, Lucas Raycraft, our director, Josh Monk, with our technical director, Tim West, Matthew Bird, David Obeid, along with Anthony Henage. Replay, Lauren Davis, Kyle Bullen, Seth Wilder. Video, Tanner King. Thanks to audio, Andrew Taylor and Dalton Trent. Our statistician, Tom Kosempa. We'll see you again soon. Great job again tonight as well. We appreciate it. And our camera crew here on this one, Daniel Bentley with Mark Dry, Joe McCoy, Trip Culbreth, and Chris Metzloff, among many others. Thanks, everyone.
That's being a good teammate right there, Mike. Good job.
Appreciate it. I'd like to give credit to everyone that puts this whole thing together. It's a lot of people back there making it happen. Alongside Nate Smith, Hall of Famer, Demi Antonelli, and Mike Corey. Thanks for being with us here tonight on this Friday night as NC State 40 seconds away from going 2-0. And here's Colt Langdon for 3. That's no good. Rebound, Scotty Ibube. And Langdon is fouled going in. There's going to be a lot of energy and excitement around this program, I think, this season. I mean, you know it well, Devin.
Yeah.
You're right around here. You've been here all the time. Your former school where you went. I mean, what else are you sensing, from this 25-26 season?
An all-in mentality and attitude. I mean, Will Wade has resources to win, and he expects to win, and so does his fan base. They're picked 4th preseason in the ACC, behind Duke, Louisville, and North Carolina. I think the ACC is much better this season, I think it's going to matter. They've always had a good March. They got to have a good November and December.
Well, the next game up is against UNCG here on Wednesday night. We'll have for you as well on the ACC network. I'll be with you again on that one. 12.9 seconds to go. Anderson, no good on the three. London, that's good with 4 seconds to go. And that's how this one's going to end up. 94-70. As Will Wade and Andy Kennedy shake hands, and the Wolfpack, they're 2-0